obviously the cultural differences matter. So try and get someone from that area, but then
Correct.
specifically listening to what they want, and how do you feed that back into the product? How do you really hone that customer feedback or user feedback loop that's required when you're building a new product?
Yeah, so that came in two different forms. One was those country managers led a lot of research, just kind of, well, one looking at what competitors were doing, particularly Booking in some of those markets, and seeing where we were deficient. And some of these countries had a travel specific website for that country. We bought one of them called Venere out of Italy, actually. So we would look; those country managers would stay on top of what's going on competitively in those markets. They would look at other big internet companies and what they were doing in those markets. So Amazon, eBay, so on and so forth. And they would always feed that research back to our teams, and that would help inform our roadmaps from a product perspective going forward. And then on top of that, our product team, and this is something that Booking does very, very well. I've spent some time with them over the years, almost having gone to work with them a couple of times. Um, but they are, and so is Expedia or Hotels.com at the time. We were just laser focused on increasing conversion, and that meant running multiple A/B tests or multivariant testing on a regular basis. So probably when I left, I bet we were running hundreds of tests like that across the entire business to try to improve. And so, and that could be country by country. It could be something that it was a feature that went across all those country sites, and that just helped us. The ultimate vote is in the click of the consumer. And I can't tell you the number of times I thought, oh yeah, that's a product feature that's going to work, and then we get it out on the site and it would just tank, right? And it's because you never know until you get it on the site and test it, and that helped us tremendously improving conversion by just continuously testing and learning and figuring out how better to improve those experiences.
What was the biggest uplift or change that you made from your memory that increased conversion so much?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few that have come on through the years. I mean, I could point to font sizes of pricing. I could point to we call it strike through pricing. So if you had $100 room night and it was struck through and it was $90, so you got a 10% discount, major conversion improvements on the search results of your main search results. So if I did a search on London hotels, that next page that listed hundreds of hotels. When we first moved to London, and I did in 2009, we called them fat listings. So let's say they were 3 or 4 inches. Well, as mobile became more of a factor, then that your fat listing, you could maybe get one on the screen of a mobile device. So we had a test. We moved them to skinny listings, where you would just get the bare basics, and you'd have to click in to go to the product detail page. That was a massive conversion improvement, and it makes sense. Like, again, if you've got smaller screen sizes, then you can see more, you can scan more, from the top layers. So those are some big ones. Anything in the booking path where you reduced the amount of friction that was in that booking path, where you enter your name and your email address, all that stuff. Anything we did there was massive conversion driving.
Uh, what is the comparisons with conversion these days? I mean, I think I've heard some people say it's north of 10% for booking in some cases. What's the ballpark we're looking at these days on that?
Yeah, it varies depending on channel that you're driving traffic from, and yeah, mostly that. If you've got something coming from Google SEM, it's probably going to convert a little bit less than somebody that's coming direct, typing in www.booking.com, or somebody that's coming from your loyalty program, for instance. I could very easily see the direct and the loyalty being closer to 10% and maybe more, whereas something coming from Google is probably less than 5%, overall. So on average, I can tell you, when I first started, I think our conversion 2004 was probably maybe a little over 1%. When I left, on average for everything, we were high single digits for sure.